Alright, we're back again. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, I see some footboard studs. I don't know what that is. Got a footboard in there somewhere. I felt bouncing around. There we go. There's a footboard. Scratch that rust. So there's a pair of Harley footboards. So these are 60, what year they change? I'm thinking 67, 8-ish time frame. They went to the rectangular shaped ones. These were before that. So these go back to 41 as I recall. Be 1941. So this set was on a panhead. You can see how they rub on the ground when you go corner. Dig, dig. These are the military steel boards, which they ran during World War II because rubber was used for tires, not for your feet to sit on. So they put these on there. These are supposed to be all riveted in. See all these little rivets here? They have little fold-over rivets. It's like a cotter pin where it sticks up and just fold each tang over. That's what the rivet looks like. Those are factory. There's a better view. This one you can see pretty good. Those are stock. These bolts and nuts are not stock. These are riveted right here. And what a lot of people don't know is that the rivet that holds this to the board when it's not broken like this one is the stop for your stud here. See how the rivet head's right under there? When you go all the way up, it hits against that, and that makes the board flat. That's how they're supposed to be. They're either flat or slightly uphill, like 10-degree uphill. Keeps your feet on the pegs better. This one here is how they're supposed to be. When they're drooping downhill, there's a problem. So you can see how this one here is pretty flat. When it's all the way down like it's supposed to be. Whoop. Get back where the camera angle is. So that's how they're supposed to be. This is for the hydraulic master cylinder. So that's 58. They ran it all the way up into... I think they ran this setup... I think they ran all the way up to early 79. I think I ran that stud. So... yeah, I think they did on that one. Forgetful. Sometimes I forget some of these years. So here's your other one, the left one straight. It comes over on this one. And then these are your two back ones, which are angled. So the little stubby one here goes on the left side. The big long one goes on the right to clear the exhaust pipe. So that goes in there like this. And once again, it goes in there and stops like that. So that's the ones for this side. It goes like that. These ones here go over here. So this cleared over for the primary and the kickstand. Is what that's kicked over for. And the frame has little ears sticking out in the frame for those to bolt to right here. This goes to your footboard mount, or not your footboard, your brake backing plate and your shifter backing plate. And also the crash bar bolts off that same spot if you have crash bars up in the front of your controls. So that's how those are. And then this here is a kickstand, which I bought. Paid way too much money for it, but I couldn't tell in the picture how good this mounting bracket was, but it looked like it was decent from what I could see. This is the original one here. And you can see how they get worn right up in here. And you cannot tell how worn they are when you're buying them, because you don't take pictures of that. So I don't know if I'm catching that in the view here, Finder, or not. But right there, you can see how it gets worn from tang coming and hitting it. So that's what you're worried about. So I couldn't see any real damage from this side, so I just couldn't see how bad it was. This one's not too awful bad. It is bent a little bit, so you can see how it's got a gap in here. That means that's pulled out that far. So to fix this, you got to bend this back in and then weld it flat again, and probably weld around the pin over here to hold it in better because it's coming apart. So, but these are going for just this bracket right here is like 75 to 100 bucks on eBay these days. These whole kickstands I've seen sell for 300 bucks. Most of the time they go for 100 to 150. This is probably reproduction because it's all chrome, but you don't know, they chromed a lot of stuff back in the day. When it's got the tang on here, that makes it later 70s. So mid to late 70s they were putting these on there. So I'm going to guess this is probably an aftermarket. This piece being chrome's aftermarket, spring's probably aftermarket too, but this part's original, so I bought this piece. The rest of it, I ain't holding my breath on being stock. So you want original parts, that's what you got to do to get them. So, just like these footboards, they'll go for hundreds of dollars if they're real nice looking. And even if they're not real nice looking, they'll go for that kind of money. So this set here didn't look very good at all because it didn't have rubbers on it. It had all these screws in there. It had a bunch of chrome parts on it, and they're chrome plated, so people think they're not original. But you know they're original. When you can see these original rivets in there, you know the boards are original. Plus the original ones, the way they're made here with the rolled edges, the cross in here. And you can see where there's rivets in here and not welds over here. When you start seeing a bunch of welded in pieces, those are reproduction. So when you get all these things that look stock, usually it means it's a stock part. So I could take these boards, blast them, paint them black, put a little weld right here, put some rubbers back on here like they're supposed to be, and now you get yourself a $300-400 set of footboards. But you got to work on it a little bit to do that. So anyway, that's what those look like.